after nearly 24 witnesses, former President Donald Trump's criminal hush money trial is set to enter the final phase.
Closing arguments are expected to begin today, and if everything moves swiftly, we could even get a verdict by the end of the week. Let's get right to Good Day's Robert Moses. He's been following this trial from the beginning. He's live outside that courthouse in Lower Manhattan with more on this historic trial. Robert, good morning.
To you, it is impossible.
After the prosecution called 20 witnesses and the defense just 2, both sides will make closing arguments beginning this morning. Unlike during opening arguments, the prosecution goes second. Closing arguments are expected to last most of, if not all of, today. After the closing arguments, perhaps as soon as tomorrow, Judge Juan Merchan is expected to spend about an hour telling jurors what they can and cannot consider as they weigh former President Donald Trump's fate. Then, this case is in their hands. The prosecution called Stormy Daniels and the man who paid her to stay quiet on his then-boss's behalf, Michael Cohen. Retired Judge George Grasso, who has watched this trial in person, believes Cohen's testimony held together.
There's very strong documentary evidence and witness testimony, in particular to support the testimony of Michael Cohen, who comes with a lot of issues, credibility issues for sure.
Former President Trump's attorneys will likely seize on those issues in their closing arguments. In 2018, Cohen pleaded guilty to lying to Congress about an abandoned effort to build a Trump Tower in Russia. The defense has portrayed him as a serial liar motivated by greed. This case could hinge on whether jurors believe Cohen's assertion that former President Trump was intimately involved in the payments to keep Daniels quiet about the tryst in 2006 that she alleges, but he denies. Since last week, people have lined up outside to secure a coveted seat inside the courtroom for the start of closing arguments today. How long will the jury deliberate? Who knows?
My instinct on human nature is we may very well see a verdict sometime on Friday, because I think a lot of them might be thinking, do we really want to go through another weekend without this hanging over our head? And I think a hung jury would be much more likely than an acquittal.
And after the jury reaches its verdict, we expect Manhattan District Attorney Alvin Bragg to issue some kind of statement, either written or verbal. Now, unless the jurors speak themselves, we won't know what motivated them to reach their conclusions, but that's getting a little bit ahead of ourselves. First things first, closing arguments begin today at 9:30. We're live at criminal court this morning. Dan and Tashani, back to you.
Robert, thank you.